Welcome back to No Days But Today, the podcast where we look back at the 2005 movie adaptation of the 1996 Tony Award-winning musical Rent. I'm Blake, and returning to the podcast, my special guest, Liz from Mean Girls Minute. Liz, how you doing?
Hello!
This will be the cheeriest VR in this whole show.
Exactly. I had to start on a real high because it's going to get real low.
Yes, this is going to be really depressing. This is the down shift of the movie.
Yeah.
So we get this, but like we have Robert Black coming on for the funeral scene and everything. So that's fun.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, the tear fest that is the funeral scene, especially in the movie. It's so much like sadder in the movie. It's not a Broadway show.
I only watched these songs because I was like, I have had a really rough couple of weeks. I cannot just dissolve over Rent right now.
I will say, I do suggest, I know I sent you the link, the Broadway show, the version I sent you, it was the final Broadway performance. So, it's a special night, which is why, like, Tracy Toms is there, because she wanted to play Joanne on stage, and they let her for this night.
I was a little confused. I was like, okay, so this isn't the original cast, except for Joanne.
No, she's only from the movie, but she never played it on Broadway, and she wanted to before it closed, so they let her. So,
all right.
Very cool. I like the fact that they did that for her.
Yeah.
So, all right. On the Broadway show, I like how simple it is, by the way, for the back-to-back song, because it's just like 3 tables and some chairs set up. And they're just moving around the tables. And you know what's going on. And especially on the DVD version of the Broadway show where they have the zoom-ins and you see what's happening. But yeah, I like it. It's sad, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm always fascinated by what they can do with the fewest amount of props on a Broadway stage. Mm-hmm. I should clarify, I've never actually been to Broadway.
Wow.
I guess with a musical set.
Well, I used to live in New Jersey, so I used to go to Broadway shows all the time. So
I've never been to New York, so
yeah. I took my son to see his first Broadway show this past summer, and he went to see SpongeBob, and he loved it.
I've heard really great things about that musical.
It was really, really, really good. Better than it deserved to be.
I just have to catch things as they travel, as the touring companies come through Indianapolis.
If you get a chance, and I'm saying this to everybody, if you get a chance to see In the Heights on the tour that's going on right now, and it comes to your area, see it.
Noted.
It came here, and me and Mandy saw it. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it was fantastic. So, anyway, I can talk about musicals for hours. I really can. I love them. But let's get back to Rent. Let's get back to Rent. And the only real difference, other than the staging, which I like the staging, like I said in the Broadway show, is in the context of the Broadway show, the Benny-Mimi relationship has kind of already been fleshed out. So the jealousy's already there. Where in the movie, it hasn't been touched yet at this point. So that's important to note.
Yeah, the dynamic is a little bit different when Roger gets all huffy about Benny.
Yeah. Now, all seriousness, do you think Roger has the right to be like he is about Benny if maybe he didn't do anything when they were together?
No, I think, but I think, no, I think Roger is He's the pretty boy front man who wastes his opportunities. And so he's like he's got, he's one of those guys that just can't handle anything, right? Like, and everything is someone else's fault, and he's afraid. So, but he can't admit it to himself that he's afraid or what he's afraid of. And he's just going to blame everything on Mimi.
Yeah, true. Or Betty, or anyone else he can blame.
Or anybody else, yeah. He's going to dump any of his problems on anyone he can.
Yep. And we find out that later he blames things on Mark later on in the show. So,
yeah.
And he didn't deserve it either. But in the movie, before we get to the song, we arrive to the loft, and we find Benny there with all of their stuff. And that's a complete different from the Broadway show, because none of this happened. Like, he never took all their stuff away and did all of that. That never happened. So I like the addition of that, because it's a nice little detail they added here.
Yeah, it does add some it adds some stakes, I guess, that, or I get maybe not stakes, but Benny trying to sort of weasel his way back into their lives, like, and be magnanimous.
And also, in the Broadway show, he offers them the rent-free lease, but in the Broadway show, I think they take it, because it's never really talked about again. But here, they don't take it, which I don't know how to feel. Like, I respect Mark, because he's saying, look, we can pay for it now. But, I don't know. I would maybe, looking at it from my perspective, I might take the rent-free lease anyway.
Well, right. And then use your advance money to, like, I don't know, pay your heat bill or something.
Right. Exactly. See, I would have taken advantage of this, to be completely honest. So.
I mean, like, I understand, like, you don't want the string, there's always strings attached, whatever. But, like, I mean, it's not like it's not like they can end up any worse off than they already are in terms of Benny. So they might as well take his charity. Right.
And you say they use the money for something else. You can use it on food or something like that you need.
Right.
So, but I do love their loft, by the way. Their loft is so fucking big.
It's so, like, it's this weird form of New York City luxury where it's massive, but it's derelict.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. But I like that. But also, they made a point earlier that they were squatters. So he couldn't do anything about it, which I like that little detail that they put in. So
yeah.
It also helps that Joanne was a lawyer, and she knows that. That helps, too. All right. So, at this point, Benny reveals that Mimi convinced him to reconsider, and this is where Roger gets pissed.
Right, because she went and talked to him about not being a jerk about the apartment?
Yeah, it's the same thing in the Broadway show, but I think in the Broadway show, because of the history that's already there, I could see him being more jealous there. But here, there's no history. You don't know anything yet. So why are you so pissed?
Because he's Roger.
True. Very true. Well, that leads us to the song.
The oceans crash, the crowds roar, the days soar, the babies cry without you. The moon glows, the river flows, but I die without you.
So in the Broadway show, though, the only thing that in the difference here is that they're I think in Mimi's place, and Roger goes and says, "Let me guess, why are you late?" Like she's always late, apparently. and he's trying to be like an asshole.
Yeah,
For no
exactly.
reason.
That's what I'm saying. Roger is just like, that's his natural state of being.
So, all right. So the song starts. It is Without You. I don't have all these crazy stats of the song. It is popular because I don't think people want to listen to it. To be completely honest. It's like in Hamilton when you get to Burn. I love that song, but it is depressing.
Oh, Burn. I know, man.
Burn and
Like-
It's Quiet Uptown. Those two songs. I love them, but they're depressing.
So yeah, one of the reasons that I chose this, I wanted to talk about this song, is because my favorite songs from musicals tend to be the ones that are overwrought with emotion and they just like punch you in the gut.
Uh-huh.
One, because they're really fun to sing along with for me, but two, because it's like, that's what a musical is. That's like why you have a musical. That's the difference between a musical song and just a pop song, is that they aren't couching their emotions in catchy pop phrases. They are going to like bare their souls in this song, and it's going to be raw and gritty and emotional, and you're going to feel it. And I love it.
Then you must love the soundtrack to Dear Evan Hansen.
I have not heard that.
Oh my God, you have to. That soundtrack is
I need to catch up on things. I have
Yeah.
this. I go through cycles where like I only listen to audiobooks, or I only listen to podcasts, or I only listen to musical. Like I just do these weird cycles of audio. So
Yeah.
it's probably time to
Well, if you like
do like
the raw and emotional songs, that's Dear Evan Hansen in a nutshell.
okay.
And it's amazing, and Ben Platt is amazing in that show. He deserved the Tony Award. He won for it. So it's
All
definitely
right.
a suggestion.
Well, speaking of other shows, I have a thing that can pick us up at the end of this song that I'll talk about, that's not super related to this song, but is related in my brain to Rent.
Fair
so
enough.
there is a light at the end of this tunnel.
Okay. Besides the extra song I sent you on purpose after this.
Oh, I missed that link. I didn't.
Oh, it was after Without You. I sent it to you in the email. So I'll explain it in a second.
Okay.
So back to this. I wrote down pretty much what was going on screen, because this is a great montage. It's a fantastic montage.
It conveys a lot, but my notes literally say the things happening in the background during this song are so depressing I can't even take notes.
I'm the kind of person that takes the notes anyway.
I don't have that kind of willpower, so I'm glad this is your show, not mine.
Perfect. So we start at Mimi walking in the park. By the way, looking beautiful. I love Rosario Dawson, so
Oh yeah,
I love her.
she looks great in this movie.
Yeah. So, and her acting in this montage is amazing. I just want to throw that out there right now.
Oh yeah.
So she's buying drugs from her dealer again, like she does again, and then she's back to dancing. And I had to stop for a minute and watch the slow motion Mimi dancing because, well, I had to, because I didn't get that sent out tonight, so I had to watch that for a minute. And then we cut to Roger catching her ready to shoot herself up. On the commentary track, which is one of the better commentary tracks I've ever listened to, is this movie commentary track. Because it's Chris Columbus, Anthony Rapp, and Adam Pascal.
Oh yeah, that is
Fantastic.
an interesting group.
Yes. And they actually dropped a lot of behind the scenes and cut stuff from here that I've been bringing up throughout the show.